Hi everyone. We're back again, Tanya.
Back again.
Everybody.
I'm Tanya Saunders.
I'm Christiana Campos.
We are the co-hosts for the Dream Social Club podcast, and we are recording episode 11.
And we're getting it started here. We always like to start with a little theme song to get us jazzed up and to fulfill my passions of music and your passions of music and my passions of DJing.
We are for what?
DJing.
DJ. Oh yeah, you're a DJ. Yeah. So we are discussing starting our conscious dreaming framework, which is what happens in song. We love to express how we feel and the works from many brilliant artists.
And we'd like to get it started. Are we ready to get started?
Let's just open up my dogs. All right.
Hope everyone's having a fabulous Saturday.
Okay, episode 11. Conscious Dreaming Framework.
Let's roll.
Let's roll.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 11. Hi there, Tanya.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Christiana.
Hello. So, Tanya, I'm going to start off with a question for you. Did you do last week's challenge given to us by the fabulous Mothers of North Arlington president, Daniela Siguranza? And did you shut out all the noise? Did you trust your instincts and do some type of community service?
So I have not gotten to the community service yet, just to be honest with you.
Okay.
But
Truth bomb.
I have a plan. I definitely have a plan, so I'm going to get to it. I just didn't get to it in this last week.
Okay.
I have been outsourcing community service to my children because I think it's important for them to learn the importance of contribution.
Tanya. That's huge.
Yeah,
yes.
and then so we're working on summer camps for my son, so I've put him in some as a volunteer. So he's gonna,
awesome.
learn that importance, and he's also going to learn some leadership skills too. So I think that's
that is
great.
A form of community service that you are
Outsourcing.
Showing that to your son.
Yeah, but I did get to the noise deal because I don't know if you remembered. I have evidence of.
I remember.
Christiana had a happy hour last week, and I didn't go, and I didn't answer a call, and she said this. Oh no, you didn't.
We tried FaceTiming her. Granted, at 10:30 p.m., but
it was like, it's like I did want to go, but I was I just knew it was in my best interest to not go and to reboot. So I definitely did shut out the noise.
You did. So I did the challenge too.
Yeah.
I did both because I like to be a good student, Tanya. And anytime I can rub it in to Tanya that I completed check
yes.
the challenges, I love to rub it in my dear Tanya's face. But I did. I took the last weekend to hang loose a little bit, spend a little bit more quality time with the kids, not be as strict. Lucas, if you're listening, don't roll your eyes, please, and just really enjoy the downtime. It was a long weekend, and it was fabulous, and we actually did do a little spring cleaning, and we donated the clothes that the kids had outgrown, the clothes that I no longer wear, and just hanging on the hangers. Mm-hmm. We donated it to the Purple Heart. You know how it is, Purple Heart, which is a great organization that benefits local veterans.
That's fabulous.
Yes, and speaking of last week's episode, if you all haven't tuned in to last week's episode, please do. We had a really great interview with Daniela Siguranza from Mothers of North Arlington. She's the president there, and we had an absolute ball interviewing her. And I think we both loved how she encouraged us to embrace the quote-unquote flossom in our lives.
Blossom.
Which I love that term. It's basically, if you guys don't know what that term is, I didn't know until the interview. It is basically going with the flow and enjoying those perfectly imperfect moments of life. And Daniela was right on point about how invaluable, how powerful, and how necessary it is to actually take the time to reflect on your current or your past choices. Mm-hmm. And if something's not working anymore, guess what? You have the power to do something. You have the power to create the change or make that necessary adjustment or tweak. And I find that incredibly powerful and totally inspiring.
I do too, and woo for that. Another great interview.
Woo, Daniela.
So it was so good. I mean, she's just like all these people, we get to they're illustrating the importance of our topics that we have been focusing on this podcast. And just to reiterate again, because repetition is the mother of all skills, as I've said before, yes. Don't fear making those changes if it's not serving you, or in this particular instance, the community of Mona. I also took to heart her practical advice on how to feel present with our kids, because as we always say, we are busy, yes. But it really is simple to find those micro moments that she was talking about, and especially because I am the Uber for my kids. I have yes. plenty of micro moments where I can just take the moment to ask them about their day and share about my day too, right? Because they really want to know what mom's been doing. But,
Sometimes they do.
And I loved how she talked about the importance of having a tribe, like no matter like what, like a work tribe, you know, a tribe for your children, a tribe for like a workout. I mean, all around you could find this just importance of just having people that you can just lean on and hold you accountable.
That's right. So thank you, Daniela, and thank you, Mona Moms. And again, if you haven't tuned in yet to that episode, please do, because it was absolutely flawsome.
Awesome.
No, but just with all kidding aside, it was absolutely perfect. It was amazing, and I think you all would find it very valuable. And we talked about some pretty insightful things. So tune in, if you haven't, to episode 10.
Can we just talk quickly about this Imperfectly Perfect, because we are podcasting right now, and within I think we've been now recording for 6 minutes, and within 6 minutes it's been completely imperfect. We've had my child come down, we've had noise down the stairs, I've had my dog try to attack me. She's petting Boda. But we're going with the flow. Anyways, this is just like moments that you can't control, and we're doing it.
But we got to embrace it. So, okay, moving on to this week, Tanya. Our plan, everyone, for this episode, talking about imperfect and perfect and flawsome, our plan, quote unquote, for this episode was to get more specific about the self-coaching model by Brooke Castillo of the Life School. But we got some really good feedback after we unveiled our conscious streaming framework from you all. And based on that fabulous feedback, we decided to make a little tweak for today's conversation. And instead of jumping right into the self-coaching model, which is actually step number 4 in our conscious streaming framework, we thought it would be best to go through each step of the framework in more detail and share with you some more examples of every step, or of step 1 actually, so that everything is crystal clear, not only to you all, but also to us, so we can sort of verbalize it as well.
Yes, because I was really excited to jump into the self-coaching model, because it's something that I've implemented. I've been using it every day, and I find it absolutely helpful. But I agree with Christiana, because I did listen to the episode, and I did make a mistake and use the word framework instead of model. So I get it that, it's a new concept, and I think clarity is key here, especially because we wholeheartedly believe that this model, I did it again. We wholeheartedly believe that this framework that we have put together can serve as another valuable tool to achieve what it is you want in life, right?
Definitely.
And it's just a way to simplify, so your brain, we always talk about our brain to make things easier, to focus on how to get started. So speaking of getting started, let's get it started in here. Let's get it on to step 1 of the conscious dreaming framework.
Drum roll, please. So step number 1 of our conscious dreaming framework is to dream from a place of abundance.
Yes. Okay.
We love that. I love that.
I love me some quotes when I hear something that's like sparks something. Yes. But I heard this, and I'm going to read it. It says, acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. This is a quote from Eckhart Tolle. And Eckhart Tolle he's a spiritual teacher, he's an author, he's got a lot of amazing books. One is The Power of Now.
Yes, love that
and book. He's just really helped people around the world find inner peace. And we all want that, right? We all need some inner peace in our life.
Yes. And that's a perfect quote, Tanya. And I've also done my own digging around too, and I also found a cool quote. And it's also from Eckhart Tolle. But I love him tremendously. And the name, I'm going to read this quote, of course, because I can't memorize it, but I find it very powerful, and it goes like this. The power for creating a better future is contained in the present moment. You create a good future by creating a good present. So these two quotes really illustrate where our minds need to be at to dream from a place of abundance. Meaning you start by acknowledging what has already been given to you, what you've already worked for, what you've already achieved.
What's already manifested.
That's right. And I'm going to do a little plug in here that we have a free downloadable guide that walks you through how to dream from a place of abundance. And it's available on our website under episode 3 show notes. So again, step 1 is to dream from a place of abundance. And you start by writing down 50 dreams, but 50 of those dreams are things that you're...
25.
Sorry.
Caleb, you got to be quiet, baby, okay?
I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to back up a little bit. So that's a perfect quote, Tanya. I love that quote, and I've done some of my digging around too, and I also found a cool quote, and it's also by Eckhart Tolle, or however you say his last name, who I also love, and it's this. The power for creating a better future is contained in the present moment. You create a good future by creating a good present.
So good.
I love that. So both of these quotes really
good digging.
Thank you. Whoop, whoop. Pat myself on the back. But really, these two quotes really illustrate, I think, where our minds need to be to dream from a place of abundance. Meaning you start by acknowledging what's already been given to you. And I'm going to do a little plug, a little commercial break, because we have a free downloadable guide that walks you through how to dream from a place of abundance. And it's available on our website under episode 3 show notes. So just to go back a little bit, step 1 is to dream from a place of abundance. And you start by writing down 50 dreams. But 25 of those are things that you have already accomplished, things that you're already grateful for. And again, download our guide in episode 3. It is super, super easy peasy to do. And it'll help you get through step number 1.
Yeah, get it started. And then after you get started by doing this is where you're going to feel the momentum, right?
That's right.
And maybe some may think that you don't have 25 things that you are grateful for. And I just want to offer this. It may seem silly, but let's talk about things that occur frequently. And we all kind of think of a dream of a solution. And these examples are for people who are just skeptical out there, right? Because this is easy. And our point is that it's easy peasy to look at things if you think about it this way. So here are some basic examples. To feel better from gratitude. Examples of how to feel better from gratitude. I am grateful for crumbs on the floor because I have food to eat. I am grateful for laundry because I have running water. I am grateful for dishes in the sink because I hate that. But I have money to pay for groceries.
Yeah.
And I know most people aren't dreaming of laundry, but really our point is that there are so many things in life, more than 25 things in life, that we can be grateful for. I'm going to give another example. So let's say my dream is to lose 10 pounds. My dream would be...
As if.
No, but my dream from gratitude would be, this is to make it easy, my dream from gratitude would be that I have legs that I can do those mountain climbers with that Sheila told us to do. But it's just a way to start thinking about how easy it is. You know, like you don't have to dream something so inconceivable. You could start with something very, very basic, right?
Yeah, I love the examples. I love the mindset, especially when I see crumbs on the floor. I'm like, I'm grateful I have a dustbuster.
Always a way to think about it.
But let's see. Mine would be, for example, a dream that I've always had was to have a family. And thankfully I do. And then I think that dreaming from a place of abundance would be that I want to stay close and connected with my family, even during these turbulent teen years, and create a more peaceful home despite the normal everyday chaos. It's the normal everyday blossom.
Yeah, blossom.
And I think another one would be in my career. I've always wanted a career in public relations, and I've always wanted to do meaningful work, surrounding a very important cause or an issue, and I do. And now I want to continue working in this field that I'm really passionate about, but I also want to learn about new issues and topics with that in my field, and I want to learn new skills, and I think all this will enable me to deliver my very, very best at my job, because I personally feel that that's very, very fulfilling.
Yeah, and those are great examples too. But okay, we gave basic and clear examples, or at least I did.
I hope
Christiana,
so.
But so I think we really need to stretch it, because why have a podcast if we're just be talking about small things, right? We really gotta
get deeper in there.
Gotta get deeper, gotta get juicy, right? So, do you all recall when Christiana said the reason to have dreams is to not be happier than you are today? Happiness comes from your thoughts, not from what you have. The reasons to have dreams is to create those goals, to achieve those dreams, and to evolve to the best version of yourself. And if you follow your true desires, what you really want, that is the map for your true self. I hope you believe this. I believe this.
Totally. Absolutely.
So, do you remember what you used to imagine when you were young, when you were 7? I look at my kids playing around. I look at our girls playing around all the time, and whatever they are doing, it is real. It is real to them. So I've heard that up to the age of 7, they are in a theta brainwave state quite a bit. This is that highly creative state and imaginative state until we get older and we get all jaded and we start to care about being judged or prejudge an idea. This is all before stage fright, imposter syndrome, the I can't do this thinking.
Right.
But here's the deal. The theta brainwave state is the most creative and imaginative problem-solving state. All innovations start with a creative idea. This theta state is also what deep meditation taps into, which is why I can't do that.
You can't do that. No self-limiting.
That's true. Really got to work on that.
Boom.
But I don't know if Christiana wants, but I think that we should tap into our adult imagination to unleash this new version of ourselves by creating the dreams and chasing them with an alter ego.
Okay, I was going to say, of course I want to chase my dreams. That's why I'm on this podcast. Okay, Tanya, you're clearly in the theta, did I say that right?
Theta. Avatar.
Theta brain wave state when you decide on this, right?
I was.
Okay.
A little. I'm good. See, I still have
this. This is very new information to me. I cannot lie. Okay, tell me more about this.
All right, I did not make this up.
Theta brain.
But I'm also doing my research too, right? Because I told Christiana the other day that I think we should be knowledge brokers. I'm so into this,
I like that.
Into providing really good information, one for us to learn, but also, hold on you guys, I gotta do this for 1 second. Be quiet! Cut. No, but seriously, I'm consuming all of this new information that I find very helpful for what we're trying to do.
Yes.
So what I came across on the Influencer podcast was she was interviewing Todd Herman, and he wrote this New York Times bestselling book called The Alter Ego Effect. And I'm going to read this. There's only one person in the way of untapping your capabilities, you. There's only one person who can move you out of the way so you can perform at your peak. That person is already inside you. You just need to unlock them. The other part of you is your heroic self, and you unlock it with an alter ego.
That's awesome, and that's very insightful, because I've never quite thought about it that way. So let's dive into how having an alter ego can help us with our dreams and the manifestation of our dreams. And I just want you all to know that, again, we got this insight from best-selling author and life coach Todd Herman. So it's legit. It's not woo-woo. We're not pulling this out of thin air. Okay, so there are different concepts of alter ego, but it was first used from Cicero, who's a Roman philosopher, and its roots actually mean another I, or a trusted friend. And I find that interesting, right? Because we always want to have another I. We want to have a trusted friend, an ally. Yes. So what Todd says is that what's holding us back from dreaming as adults is our own individual baggage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what Tanya and I have learned is, like you said, Tanya, it's like having an ally.
A trusted friend, an ally.
And this alter ego can help us dream. It can help us push through the obstacles. There is nothing to push through if we don't allow ourselves to dream. And I know you guys all know about Lady Gaga, but she even talks about how she uses an alter ego to become that best version of herself. And people love her because they feel she's authentic, she's raw, she's transformative. So I don't know if everyone is aware of this, but our alter ego is also, this concept of alter ego is also used with athletes, with actors, with politicians, anybody who's really successful. They use this to push themselves through really difficult times. And something else I found out, which I thought was really interesting that I didn't know about, was that Martin, I'm combining it. Look at me. I'm like
MLK.
Yeah. Martin Luther King put on non-prescription glasses to step into sort of that alter ego of being a little bit more distinguished. Did you? I mean, I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No, not until I listened to that. I thought that was great, and the way he used it, because when he was putting himself into the arena, he was using his alter ego as a way of handling the backlash that he was getting.
Yes.
As opposed to he knew he was more sensitive. So he was able to step into this very distinguished, confident person by being able to do that. And so, I mean, I don't know. I was thinking, it does sound, here it goes again, a little woo, but I mean, even with running a marathon, again, I've always used how I was going to feel at the end, but I would always be like, how does Michael Wardian, who I can't wait to interview you guys, how would he do this? How is he feeling? How does he, because how does he handle these injuries or those thoughts of I can't do this? So I think it's not so woo or so people have to. So again, even when we were younger, what I was saying is that is using a alter ego. There are plenty of children that imagine themselves to actually be that superhero. So,
right, and that's what, and Todd says that. He says that our greatest superpower is our imagination, and we all have it. So we really need to start believing it so we can tap into it as adults, dream, and make things happen for ourselves.
So good. I think it's a good concept, which is why I brought this up.
So tell me, Tanya, I know you brought it up, so now I'm going to do a follow-up. Who's your alter ego?
Okay, so we pick alter egos of someone that inspires us or is in context with a role that we are already playing in life or an area that is important to us. And for now, this podcast is really important to me. And I really had to think about this, because I know it sounds nutty, but I also learned that people who have different identities, they are a certain way at work than they are at home, and they're different than how they are with their kids or with their husband and with their friends. Those are people that are mentally healthy, as opposed to people that I know that always feel I'm not like that. This just isn't me. They always have to have one identity throughout their entire existence.
Because it feels safe.
It feels safe, and they just feel like it's not them, as they say. But those are the people who do end up having more, I'll just say, issues, So I do think that this is such a great idea. So again, I'm focusing my alter ego specifically for what's important to me right now is this podcast, and somehow Gwyneth Paltrow came to mind, and because I can identify with, I admire her being an actor because I want those public speaking skills that she has, and I want that comfort of being in front of an audience. So I identify with that. She's written a book. Right. She's an author. I want to do that. She's an entrepreneur. She has that amazing modern lifestyle brand with Goop that she's built. And
she's a mother.
Yeah, and that's all something.
Identify with that.
So that's a person that I can identify with, that I I could see myself using as what would GP be doing as I'm trying to build this brand, this
would you be outsourcing?
Yeah.
You know, I had to say that.
Yeah. And
she'd be outsourcing.
She's got a patent. Yes, she would be outsourcing. I don't know. Maybe that's why
we can Instacart it.
But I know we need a virtual assistant, please.
VA, that's right.
Can somebody create this content?
But I hear you. Not all kidding aside, I hear you.
And she puts herself in the public eye a lot. She allows herself to be in the arena, and it's hard.
It's that lifestyle brand.
Yeah,
it's that lifestyle brand. Right, so, I agree. I hear you.
So again, going back to why we're doing this. So my dreams from a place of abundance, and now that I've identified with Gwyneth Paltrow as my alter ego is, 1, I have a podcast, and 2, I have a podcast, and I want the community of these dreamers and believers that we are trying to cultivate, spread our conscious dreaming movement. I want us to come together in a yearly summit with wellness experts. I'm going to learn about this mushroom coffee. Fitness guru. Just like
that sounds gross.
Mushroom.
Okay, I'm not going to interrupt.
But so that's the point. It's like I want to learn through all these different experts, fitness gurus, meditation experts. I'm going to get into that theta wave.
Woohoo!
Life coach.
Yeah.
But that
You're
really
amazing,
that's on my dream board.
Okay, you're totally goop. You're totally goop. I love it.
What would Gwyneth do?
Can I taste that mushroom? What kind of shrooms are
I heard it doesn't taste like mushroom.
Okay. Hey, I'll try it.
What about you, Christiana?
So that's interesting because I have to admit that this whole alter ego thing is a little new to me. So when you asked me that, I was like, wait, I don't know if I have an alter ego per se. At least not yet. Maybe I do. I'm not sure. And I'm going to just put it out there. I do feel, as I told you, Tanya, I feel like I know who I am now. I know who I have to be when I'm not performing my best. I honestly feel that I have a really strong awareness of what my strengths are and what my weaknesses are. And when I'm not in sync with those strengths, when I'm sort of the not good version of Christiana is popping out, and I know how to tweak it. But again, that has been through a lot of books I've read, a lot of self-coaching. But I guess as I'm thinking about this out loud, that when I'm not having my best moments, I do think about my 2 sister-in-laws in Spain.
Cool.
And when I do, it always helps remind myself of who I really am, I guess, and how I need to be at that moment, especially when it comes to dealing with the kids and family life and juggling it all with the successful career and all the different calls that we as mothers and career women have to deal with. So I actually do say, like, how would Coral and Carmen handle this?
So those are your alter egos.
They may be, so maybe I do, and they would always handle it, at least what I see from them is that they're handling it with grace, with humor, and letting the small things sort of slide. And I love that European sense of just like, you know what, who cares, it's not a big deal, move on. And I think that now that you got my brain juices flowing, Tanya.
Theta.
Is it the theta? my theta brain waves going on. I have to tell you, I also think about Michelle Obama and her journey of being a mother, being super driven, yet knowing how to manage all that despite her husband being in the spotlight and her husband, pursuing his aspiration while she, in a way, had to hit the pause button for a few years. But she still enjoyed, 8 years. But she still enjoyed the journey. So does that make sense? So maybe I do have. Maybe I don't like to call it alter ego, but maybe it's like who I look. So that sort of makes sense.
It does, but I think because I gave an example of a celebrity that it seemed not relatable.
Because I'm not in the mainstream world.
No, but
I don't know any of that pop culture things. Truth bomb.
But Todd Herman said that most people actually picked their grandma as an alter ego. So
see, okay.
Yeah,
so maybe
I didn't know my grandma.
Grandma. Well, actually,
I don't know what my Lola would have done. But
my grandma was a firecracker.
But no, I get what you're saying. I just want to say.
I think we're saying the same thing.
I think we are saying the same thing. But I just, just to get back to all of the point of step number 1 of dreaming is that Christiana, our point is that we don't take it lightly. So we know it's hard, and we're trying to give even a tool for thinking about dreaming again, because it takes courage, right? To choose to dream rather than simply doing what we've been doing, like saying continue to down that same path that what we've just been doing, you know.
It takes courage to say, I don't want to be on autopilot anymore.
And just to be real, I think we know. I mean, most people are just doing that. They're just saying stuck. So we just want to help people, you know, feel like they can go beyond like their routinized expectations and think about dreaming again by using these conscious thoughts, just being aware of starting to dream again, and how, right? And by using this alter ego, because dreaming does seem to most people inconceivable, by using another tool of like this alter ego, it's going to help us overcome like those negative